So Rockstar have just updated their policy on mods that will now cover roleplay servers as well, which is definitely interesting. As most of you know, Rockstar has been pretty okay with like single player mods as long as it doesn't affect the online component of their games, but they've never really addressed the whole roleplay server thing, which is a big thing. There's a lot of big communities out there that create their own little world in the world of GTA and Red Dead that they can kind of almost have a second life. There is some very popular ones out there like No Pixel, and to be honest, it's creates some really good content out there that helps market the game. So it's like a win-win for the community as well as Rockstar. So it is nice to see them address this. So the policy pretty much goes like this. It comes in a question and answer form. So the question is, are roleplay servers allowed? And the answer is, Rockstar Games has always believed in reasonable fan creativity and wants creators to showcase their passion for our games. Third-party roleplay servers are an extension of the rich array of community-created experiences within Grand Theft Auto, and we hope to continue to thrive in a safe and friendly way for many years to come. I mean, that is pretty positive. I mean, that's like green light for a lot of the roleplay servers out there. They continue. As such, Take-Two's legal enforcement policy will be aligned with their current single-player mods policy, which, as you know, they're pretty easy about as long as it doesn't affect the game, with priority in enforcement actions focused on 5 main things. So the first is the misuse of Rockstar Games trademarks or game intellectual property. Misuse is just whatever they don't want you to use it. It just kind of makes sure that they're not giving explicit permission for you to use your IP in whichever way you want. The second is importation or misuse of other IPs into the project, including Rockstar IP, real-world brand, characters, trademarks, or music. This just helps them control what their IP is mixed with as well. So the third is commercial exploitation, including the sale of loot boxes for real-world currency or in-game equivalent, the sale of virtual currencies, generating revenue via corporate sponsorships or in-game integrations, or the use of cryptocurrencies or crypto assets, example NFTs. Look, this makes a lot of sense, as in they don't want people using their IP that they've developed to be a commercial project. I mean, there is a big difference between making a world for fans that is like non-profit, as opposed to someone who's trying to basically rip off their assets to kind of make a quick buck. The last one is interfering with our official multiplayer or online services, including Grand Theft Auto Online and Red Dead Online. And look, this to me is probably the main thing for them. As long as you don't ever compete with their online component, I think you'll be okay when you're kind of doing like online servers and stuff. That's a general, makes sense. Like, as in, they don't want to just let people use their IP to create competition for themselves. I mean, that wouldn't be smart. So just to cover their arses at the end, they say this is not a license and does not constitute endorsement, approval, or authorization of any third-party project. Take-Two reserves the right to object to any third-party project or to revise, revoke, and withdraw the statement at any time at their own discretion. This statement does not constitute a waiver of any rights that Take-Two may have with respect to third-party projects. Again, look, this is just basically saying they can change their mind whenever they want. This makes sense. Again, look, they need to control and have control over their IPs. Overall, I like this. I mean, it's nice that they acknowledge that the roleplay RP servers are good. And it's nice that they're kind of saying, and look, it's allowed as long as you don't use it for profit and as long as you're not trying to kind of create a little industry based off our IP. TesFun2 had a comment on that, which I found very interesting. He's a fairly well-known insider and commenter on Rockstar Games. He just puts a little context on it and says, Lil Durk partnered with Exceed Talent Capital almost a month ago to offer an IPO for his music. Exceed will release a Trenches All Access Pass, which is an NFT with exclusive access to custom GTA RP servers. The NFT will include a loot box. I mean, this makes a lot of sense that Rockstar would be having a quick look at their policy based on that, because there's a very high chance they could be taking legal action to take that down. Like, essentially, it looks like they would be trying to profit off selling NFTs based on Rockstar's IP and trademarks. So it does make a lot of sense that they would respond that way. Newsofmax.com covers this a little bit more, and in that article they say that the server currently has a waiting list of over 15,000. Through the pre-sales, fans will have instant lifetime access to a limited edition in-game wearable and get stock from all Little Dirk's song proceeds for the first time. Looking back at the policy update, like, you can clearly see that might be addressing what Little Dirk might be chancing his arm with right here. The article goes on and expands a little bit further. Each Trenches Pass contains a pre-booked priority list for the first people to join talent shares for Little Dirk's planned IPO, time to go to sleep, instant and lifetime access to the artist's GTA Premium Trenches server. I mean, that's really pushing it. Like, anyway, they say a Trenches GTA Online loot box containing limited edition in-game wearables from a collection of over 1,000 custom items and a selection of in real life perks like one-of-a-kind physical items, as well as interacting with Little Dirk and VIP designations for live events and free concert tickets and more. I mean, like, Take-Two Interactive are known for like over pushing their IP and protecting their IP, but like, this makes complete sense that they need to kind of shut that down. I mean, they're essentially using all the development and IP from Grand Theft Auto to just push their own stuff. I mean, it's bizarre that they even considered doing that, but I think we could see some deal action coming there if that kind of goes ahead. Personally, I haven't played the roleplay servers myself, but I do enjoy the concept, and I've watched a couple of streams of people just kind of messing around in them, and it looks like a lot of fun, and it definitely helps the game. I mean, I would definitely encourage like roleplay servers if I was Rockstar Games, but obviously there's a fine line between, you know, a community roleplay servers and a business person trying to make a quick buck off their IP. So it is nice to see that they have acknowledged and there is kind of an allowance for roleplay servers going, and it makes perfect sense that they would try to defend their IP. I mean, in general, Rockstar is pretty okay when it comes to people like creating fan work, like using mods in single player. I mean, it is essentially free publicity and marketing for them when they see people creating really cool stuff using mods. But of course, if this pushes over into the online components and it starts either affecting that economy or it starts taking customers away from it, that's kind of when Rockstar are going to want to step in. Well, look, that's just my thoughts on this. I'd be very curious to hear what all your thoughts are on it. And if you are on a roleplay server, I'd be very curious to hear your perspective on this also. As I said earlier, I haven't actually played on the roleplay servers myself, so hearing a perspective from somebody that does would be very interesting to me, so I would love to read those in the comments if you are. And that's pretty much it. I thought this was worth covering. It is interesting when Rockstar starts doing stuff like this, and I always like to keep you updated. So massive thanks to everyone who does keep supporting this channel. I really do appreciate it. It means a lot, especially to the members. You guys are incredible. And that's pretty much it for the news. Catch you again.